Imagine a small baby in the NICU battling for survival. Imagine Caitlin Clark entering now, giving smiles and optimism to anxious parents. And that's only the beginning of what is ahead. Clark is doing more than just accruing points. She is also winning big for her neighborhood. Are you prepared to be astounded by her generosity?
Well, for her to stop her busy schedule and to just check on all the babies here, it means a lot.
Now, let's discuss Caitlin Clark. There's so much more to this budding star than just the basketball sensation that's lighting up the court. We're going to explore a side of a Clark that will temporarily make you forget about her game-changing three-pointers. This young lady is having an unbelievable impact off the court. You won't believe it. Clark is demonstrating to us that she has a heart of gold to match her golden arm through her charitable efforts and hospital visits. The most absurd aspect is that this is only the start. Prepare to witness Clark in action, bringing happiness and changing the world in ways that will simply blow your mind. I promise that at the conclusion of this, you will be a Caitlin Clark fan for non-basketball-related reasons. Let's now leave the court and enter an alternate venue for a little break. What might possibly lead a family in the NICU to declare they received the ideal farewell present? There's no basketball in sight, but there's a hint that it involves Caitlin Clark. This is where Clark truly shines as the MVP. We are discussing Caitlin Clark's visitation to the Children's Hospital at Peyton Manning. Imagine this: little combatants in incubators, anxious parents, and blaring monitors. You wouldn't exactly expect to see a WNBA star in this scene. Correct? However, Clark specifically decided to make her impact there. Clark, together with assistant coach Tully Bevilacqua of the Indiana Fever, entered the NICU, and I must say, they brought more than just their celebrity power. They provided these families with much-needed relief from the daily stressors, hope, and smiles. What Clark did after that will astound you. Folks, she's not only about making three-pointers. Clark was out there signing basketballs and even lending a hand to the sister of a baby in the NICU as she practiced her shooting. Yes, it is correct. Even in the middle of a hospital, Clark continued to share her enthusiasm for the game. The shocking thing is that for Clark, this wasn't just any ordinary day. It was her first time in a NICU, she said. "That most certainly won't be my last. We had a great time and intend to return soon." Is that even possible to imagine? A fantastic athlete who was moved by the encounter with these little fighters and their family. That's the heart kind we are discussing, and it had a tremendous impact. As they were about to depart the hospital, one family even referred to Clark's visit as the ideal farewell present. Off the court, that is what I refer to as a game-changing move. The NICU team was equally astounded. They witnessed directly how Clark's presence offered comfort and hope to families experiencing some of the most trying periods in their life. A sports celebrity cheering up a hospital ward is not something you see every day, and Clark really went above and above. Hospitals aren't the only places Clark helps out off court. Have you ever wondered how much food one athlete can produce? When Clark collaborates with a nearby food bank, an impressive figure is revealed, matching her scoring average.
I've been doing this since I've been in middle school when I lived back in Des Moines. I always served at the local food pantry, homeless shelter, and I just think it's a good way to give back. I don't think people realize food insecurity is such a big problem in our world. So.
We are discussing Caitlin Clark's collaboration with the Coralville Community Food Pantry, folks. I can assure you that she is not joking around. Clark was able to raise more than $66,000 to combat hunger in her neighborhood. It's not a misprint. $66,000? Even the most experienced fundraisers would be surprised by it. Here's when things get crazy, though. The attention Clark garnered was not limited to the local community. Nope. Donations began to come in from all throughout the nation and even abroad. It was as if she had hit a buzzer beater that reverberated throughout the entire planet, and donations began to pour in. John Baller, the Coralville Community Food Pantry's executive director, was astounded by what he saw. He stated that the job we're doing has been greatly impacted by the influx of these incredibly kind donations from all across the world. People, that's the kind of help that transforms lives. You may be asking now how this whole thing began. That began, in fact, during Iowa's historic run in the NCAA tournament. Right away, Clark and her group raised $22,000, but that was only the warm-up. More donations came in than Clark could make baskets on the court. And here's the thing. Green State Credit Union matched donations to join in on the action. Adore a collaborative effort. It's as though the entire neighborhood came out to slam it home when Clark called for an alley-oop. Herein lies the true game changer. Clark is raising awareness in addition to money. Using her celebrity to advocate for those in need, she is drawing attention to the issue of hunger in her neighborhood. That is a leadership style that transcends the basketball court. Let's discuss the Caitlin Clark Foundation, which is a game changer. This isn't simply another charity that uses a well-known person's name to promote a cause. No. With a triple threat focus on athletics, nutrition, and education, Clark's foundation is impressive. It seems as though she has utilized her court tactics to positively impact children's lives.
Honestly, it makes me smile in return. Like, for me, I'm just myself. That's what I try to be. I try to just be a great role model for them.
The numbers we're discussing here will astound you. The charity donated $22,000 to the Boys and Girls Clubs in Central Iowa in 2022 alone. But that's not all. They also donated winter clothing valued at almost $13,000. We're talking about 57 basketballs, 75 sets of gloves, and 85 sweatshirts. With that, a tiny army of kids will be outfitted and prepared to face winter and hit the courts. This is where things become really fascinating, though. Clark isn't content to write checks while standing by. She is entering the center of the activity. Imagine Caitlin Clark, the basketball sensation, personally distributing school supplies-filled backpacks to children throughout Iowa. That is precisely what transpired during the fight for backpacks for school. It's about 350 backpacks. Each one filled to the brim with everything needed to prepare these children for success in the classroom. You may be asking yourself why Clark has focused on sports, nutrition, and education. According to her own words, these are the same foundations that have genuinely helped me to succeed greatly in life. Yes, people. Clark isn't merely giving back. She's using her own experience to draw out a success plan. And get this, in addition to drawing in admirers, Clark's celebrity power is also luring in some major sponsors. Her play is being supported by Gatorade and Hy-Vee, who has even started a cereal called Caitlin's Crunch Time. Indeed, the foundation will receive the entire revenues. Discuss breakfast while adding a dash of neighborhood support. Beyond cereal boxes and basketball courts, Clark is a philanthropist. Do you recall the backpacks we discussed earlier? And that's only the very beginning. Clark's most recent action inspires a whole new generation and demonstrates that she hasn't forgotten her roots.
I loved it and I was very excited because she's my favorite basketball player.
Now, let's discuss Caitlin Clark's origins. We're not discussing her crossover or jump shot here. We are discussing the location that molded her into the individual she is now. Yes, it is correct. We're returning to school, specifically to Catholic school. Clark is a happy graduate of Dowling Catholic School and St. Francis of Assisi. These are more than simply names on her CV. They form the cornerstone of her morals. She's now giving back a great deal. Clark has been up to things you won't believe. No, she isn't merely giving money or signing autographs. She is actively participating in the drive to provide back-to-school backpacks. We are talking about 350 school supply-filled backpacks, and 50 of those went directly to Des Moines Diocese youngsters. That's where Clark used to trample. The shocking thing is that Clark did more than simply write a check and call it a day. She personally appeared to distribute those backpacks. Can you recall your childhood? Seeing Caitlin Clark enter the room with your brand new school supplies? That's the kind of memory-sticking moment. You may be asking yourself why Clark is still so attached to her former schools. Well, Ann Nizzy Clark, her mother, revealed the information. Above all, she stated, "Catholic education has given our kids the bravery to continue studying and practicing their religion, as well as the understanding to make the most use of the gifts they have been given. That is some really potent stuff, and admiration isn't limited to Clark's family. You have to go above and beyond if you want to be like Caitlin Clark, said Donna Bishop, the head of Catholic schools. Just as Caitlin did in the classroom and on the basketball court, put in more time and effort. When it comes to raising the bar, Clark's initiatives go beyond simply assisting children in obtaining school supplies. She is demonstrating to children the value of giving back. She is demonstrating that skill alone isn't enough for success. It's about perseverance, commitment, and never forgetting your roots. People, that is the Caitlin Clark effect. She's rewriting the rules for athlete philanthropy in addition to motivating fans. And to ensure you never miss out on the newest news, let us know in the comments below, like, and subscribe. In the next video, we'll see you once you click the one on the screen.